Good evening, everyone. Good evening, John, and welcome to RVing in New England tonight. And another great show, and a returning performance actually with Audrey and Bob Egan.
Well, it's a pleasure to have them on again. And we should say that's not them barking in the background, although they are waiting. They're waiting in the wings.
That's Wally. That's Wally and Arby barking in the background.
Hey, I'm looking forward to this show because you know what? We do a lot of shows, and many of them are featuring industry executives, and that's great.
Right.
But I think every once in a while we need to turn the page and look on the flip side of RVing and talk to the people that are actually RVing. And these two dudes that we have on tonight are the epitome of people that have fun while RVing, and I'm looking forward to it.
I don't have any open houses. I haven't seen anything from the dealers yet this week, so I don't have anything to report on it. So let's jump right in with Audrey and Bob. And I know they're waiting patiently, and their fans are, and there we are. So I'm going to put you. I want to get you screen. Yeah, I want to get you on the screen that way. There we got 4 on the thing. Audrey, Bob, welcome again to RVing in New England. I know you probably had nothing else to do, nothing better to do on a Wednesday night in between your camping adventures.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, Bob, can't you superimpose them so that it looks like they're sitting in the front window of their coach?
No,
I mean, you're such a technical wizard.
I mean, I'm good. I'm good, John. I'm good, but I'm not that good. No.
Audrey driving, Bob sitting on the right.
I don't think so.
No, we should check in though. I mean, do you guys still have the same coach, or did you trade in? Or?
Oh no, they have a front door diesel now.
Yes,
We got that. Yeah.
the Tiffin.
Is that it, or is
got
something
it.
different?
It sure looks like it.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Sure
the
looked
one we
like
used in the last show. I think you had just gotten it. Yeah.
Yes, we got it in
Yeah.
November last year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they're
and
so
we're-
new to it that they drive around with the rear slide out.
Yeah.
So what?
What happens with the rookie RVers?
Let's check in, because I know some members of your fan club have checked in. Diane and Bob Summers from Florida are on. Riney Layberger's on. Good evening, Riney. You're back off your cruise again, and you're probably counting down to your next cruise. We got Jerry Plant from Majors RV on Cape Cod. Donna Foley Winterson. Can't wait. Why do I suspect that name?
Hi, Donna.
Is that your sister?
She's a cousin.
Cousin. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So we can have a show. We can have a good audience just with their relatives.
Relatives and relatives and all their camping buddies. Yeah.
Those Irish Catholic families there have big families.
Oh, there you go.
So, hey, let's begin. You know what? For the people that didn't join us last time, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background, what you do, what your careers are like, kids, grandkids, dogs, pets, but most importantly, how long you've been RVing and how you got into it. That'll take us to about 7:25.
We've been doing this for 19 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. Several RVs.
We started, it was kind of like a spur of the moment thing. We decided to go to Disney, and we borrowed her father's trailer and truck, and off we went.
And then the fever hit.
Yeah. It was an adventure.
We went Class A or Class C, then Class A gas, then Class A diesel, and now we're on our second Class A diesel.
Second and last.
Yeah.
When you brought it back, was he still talking to you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, we used that trailer for 2 years. It was the best RV we ever had.
Yeah. We got a lot of miles out of that.
Didn't cost us any money.
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
That's the best kind. Yeah.
Which one are you referring to?
My father's pull trailer.
Oh, okay.
Holiday
So-
Ram.
Did you have the kids with you too? And
Yeah.
did they have the king cab, or did you just like jam them on in the back?
Oh no, it was a Yukon, so there was back seat, and
And the back of the truck. It
Yeah.
worked out pretty well.
it wasn't bad.
It was a good.
Wasn't those little jump seats that you face each other?
No.
Nope.
That's a long way to fly. You know what? It's 1,500 miles of bumpity bump on I-95, as you guys know well. As you know, every April when when you're heading down there. And Bob, one of the things that Audrey's famous for, but I want you to go back and tell us about careers, is giving traffic reports. So if Metro Traffic ever needs an on-the-spot reporter, I'm calling up the people at iHeart and say, I've got a reporter for you.
Yeah.
How about careers?
Yeah. I don't think she'll get in a helicopter and give traffic reports.
Careers.
Yeah.
Careers. I work in the software industry for a global HR company, and I'm a QA engineer. So I test software.
What does that mean?
Basically, I load up the software, I do upgrades, I test it, I do things, I enter things that I shouldn't enter into the software to see if it blows up. And when it does, I report them and get the developers to fix it.
Okay.
So you find the problems before your customers find the problems.
That's supposed to be my job. Yeah.
I know of another industry that doesn't do that.
Right.
But we won't. we won't talk about that tonight.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about, too.
You mean one that waits for its customers to tell them if there's something wrong?
Right.
Yes. Try not to do that.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to be the QA professional for an RV company.
Mr. Egan, your turn, sir. Career-wise.
Well, I'm a project manager for a general contractor in the Worcester area. That's my full-time job. And my part-time job, I'm a fire captain with the town of Grafton's fire department.
So you drive trucks. You still drive the engine? You still drive the fire engine?
Oh, as a captain, I get chauffeured around, and they puts a lot more gray hair on the top of my head.
Because somebody else is driving.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. You weren't close enough to respond to that fire in Millis, that restaurant in Millis last night, were you?
Oh no, Millis, that's way too far away. We wouldn't go there.
Too far away, yeah.
You'd have to pack a lunch.
And ask directions.
Now, is it true that when you guys respond to fires at restaurants that you kind of always condemn the food so that you can have a cookout back at the station?
No, that's not true. They do condemn the food, but we don't get any of it.
Okay. Hey, we need
Jerry
we're
Plant,
on a barbecue.
Yeah.
Jerry Plant says she does things that no user would ever do.
Yes.
Probably. Well, yeah, she should be a little. Sometimes us users do that stuff by accident, though.
Yep.
We can do that.
And they can get in trouble when they do.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So you've already started your camping. Give us a take on your camping group. And I know you've already started. You sent me over a list of the schedule this year, and it's an amazing schedule to look at it. But how many families in all? How many typically wind up every weekend? Oh, sorry, John. Go ahead.
Time out. You call it a group. That's way too polite. That's a pack, and it's a gang. It ain't a group.
With dogs.
It's a pack or a gang, but it ain't a group.
A gang. Oh.
But tell us about those people, and tell us, you know what I'd like you to specifically tell us. You don't have to mention names unless you, but you know what? Maybe you want to mention names because, but tell us their occupations only because of the fact that there is a very incorrect assumption out there that RVers, career-wise, are at the low end of the employment scale. And we know that's not true. And you have a chance now here to set that straight by telling us some of the occupations of your gang.
Wow, that is really surprising. We've got firefighters. Plenty of them camp with us. Nurses, which come in handy when golf carts are involved.
Golf carts that are no longer on four wheels.
Yeah, there's some of that.
Yeah.
It varies.
It runs the whole gamut of employment.
And plus, we've got, so many different types of campers and rigs. We've got singles, we've got couples, we've got families, we've got fifth wheels, travel trailers, tents, motorhomes. I mean, it's all over the place.
So you're like,
you've got your own mini RV show.
right.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Well, you probably have your own situation comedy, it seems, at some weekends.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we have that. Yes.
Yeah.
So you were talking about gamuts. The fact that you've been doing this for 19 years, I'm guessing that there are some second generation campers that are with you that used to be kids of your friends, and now are there any that have their own rigs and come with you?
There is, as a matter of fact, yeah.
Definitely. Oh, we've got a bunch of them. Yeah.
There's probably,
With the Morrow
the
clan.
Morrow clan, there's
then
a
we've
half
got-
a dozen kids with campers that come along.
Jessica Rastad comes with
Yeah.
us. And oh,
it's
and we're trying to shame my son into doing it, but he just bought a house. So it's going to take some time.
Yeah. But isn't that special?
it's great.
Well, Audrey, seeing that you borrowed your father's, I'm sure you wouldn't have any problem letting your son take your diesel pusher.
All right,
No.
Jeff, turn off the computer right now.
No, that's not happening.
Don't give him any ideas. Okay. Yeah. Say we got Randy Murray just joined us. Good evening, Bob and John. Keep up the great work. Hey, Randy, I apologize. I was supposed to call you Monday and quite honestly forgot all about you. I haven't come up for air all week, but I will catch up to you. Randy's the service trainer up at Pete's RV and trains all the technicians up in Maine, Vermont, Massachusetts, and Connecticut. Thanks for joining. Paula Grant Duvall. Hi, Audrey and Bob, two of our favorite RVers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're on their list. Are they relative to?
Campgrounds right there. Duval RV Park.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about these Duval people, because aren't they from Worcester area?
No,
Ashland.
actually, Doug Duval is probably one of my oldest friends. We grew up in Natick together since we were 5 years old.
And Doug Flutie too, right?
Well, he's a little younger than me, so I didn't really know him.
He's probably a lot younger than you, Foley.
But yeah, they have a really nice RV park in Wells, Maine.
Well, see, they were longtime campers like we are, and their dream was to have a campground. And so when they bought this lot of land up in Wells, they knew exactly what they wanted and how to make a really, really great campground.
So
They bought a campground, or they bought land and made a campground?
well, it was a campground.
It was a tenting.
Well, yeah, it was a little bit.
It was rough.
So
It's not anymore.
give him a plug. Give him a plug. What's the name of the campground?
Duval's RV Park.
Okay, we got to go up there. I'll do. You know what? When the kids are out of school, I'll go up there some Wednesday night. We'll do a show from there.
When are you guys scheduled up there?
Oh, we were just there, right?
Yep.
Huh?
Weren't you just there a couple weeks ago?
We were there Mother's Day weekend.
Okay, you're already there. Okay. Oh yeah, Duval's RV Park. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, we'll put the link to that down below. We certainly want to help out those friendly people.
Absolutely. It's beautiful campground.
John Sinisi joined. He says, "Hi, Bob. We met you at the New Hampshire RV show. You did, John, and I appreciate it. We spent a lot of good quality time talking about the show and some of the other RV sites that you recommended. And by the way, John, if you want to post some of those sites down below for the folks, other people that are traveling, certainly do that. We still have plenty of time to get new guests on later in the year."
Right. But Bob, it's important to note that where he says you're an absolute gentleman, sir.
Well, see, I didn't read that on purpose.
He was referring to me.
You weren't at the New Hampshire show.
That's all right, but he's referring to this show right now that
Oh,
I'm
he's
the absolute gentleman. Right,
He was
John?
referring to the show. I got it.
John's take care of John's.
Yeah.
So, where are you
now-
guys? Where you got coming up? What do you got coming up? What's your next?
Let's
Well,
see. Let's see.
We're going down to Fisherman's Memorial in Narragansett, Rhode Island this weekend.
That's another, that's a state park.
But
And,
it's-
we've got a couple of really good state parks that we just love to go to between Fisherman's and Scosset. They're
And
great.
Fisherman's has hookups.
Yeah,
Yes.
full hookups.
Full hookups.
Full
Okay.
hookups.
Full hookups for a state park. It's kind of unheard of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll have to write that down. What's it called again? Fisherman.
Fisherman's Memorial.
Is that the park?
Yeah.
What is? Why does it say Riverside here?
Oh, that's the week
That's
after.
the following weekend.
Oh, I'm sorry. June 6th weekend. I see it up at the top. Fisherman State Park,
Yep.
Then you go to Riverside. Then you go to Scusset. Then in July 4th weekend, you're up at Quechee Gorge.
Keechee
Keechee?
in Vermont.
Is it Keechee?
Yep.
Keechee.
Oh, okay.
It's right
Then
up by
you go-
White River Junction.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I know where it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you go into Dunroman, and
Do they have the balloon festival when you're going up, or is that another time of year?
I think that's another time of year.
Another time. Okay. Scusset is booked. Yep. Scusset. Yeah.
Okay,
Curious down
Walter Swenson jumped on. He says, "Evening, guys, driving home from work. A
Point
late
Judith.
day at the office for Walter. Great
Fisher.
job with Walter a couple of weeks ago, and they are already up to almost 5,400, I think, Walter, on that. Jerry Plant says Scusset is booked. Oh yeah, they book all that. These guys, okay. Audrey, how far in advance do you make some of these reservations?
As far as like Fisherman's or Scusset, they give you either a 1 year or a 6 month window, and you have to book the first day right immediately,
Yep.
or you won't get in.
Just like Hampton Beach.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. The state parks are like that. Anything with Reserve America, if you've got a decent state park, you really have to hop on quick.
Yeah. Walter says Point Judith, Rhode Island. Is that on your list? Is that one that you go to?
Fisherman's.
That's
is-
where Fisherman.
That's Fisherman. Okay. Point Judith.
Oh, that's Fisherman's. Okay,
Okay.
great.
Yeah.
And John says next time we will meet you and John at the Boston show. Okay,
Great.
so
Buy us
what-
dinner.
now what you folks don't know, because we released it today, and I don't think even John knows unless
I
he
don't.
was on one of my memos this morning, but we notified the dealers today that we are changing the date of the Boston show next year. We have to, it was contractual. The BCEC had a long-standing contract with somebody else for that particular time period. So we are not going to be with the auto show next year, which I personally love, but the Boston RV show next year, if you got your pencils ready, folks, is January 3rd, 4th, and 5th. It'll be on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We have the entire building to ourselves, but we're going to try to expand the show beyond that one hall that we have and take another half a hall. And if we can do that, it'll be spectacular. But we just notified the dealers today, and we'll start writing contracts on that. So the Boston show is changing dates next year, and you heard it here first. How's that?
Now the auto show moving too?
No, I'm not sure if the auto show is moving to another date. I visited with Paragon last week, but it's a good question because I'm not sure what is taking our space or if they're taking the entire hall. The auto show may be moving at the same time, but we're breaking it apart. So it means more parking for the customers, more accessibility into the restaurant. You won't have, I mean, last year, when you think about it, we had very few complaints, but we actually had the RV show. We had the auto show, we had the Boston Globe travel show, and they had Comic-Con all the same weekend in the Seaport area. So I don't know why we just didn't get a whole lot more complaints, but maybe people just sucked it up and tolerated it and did that. So we're in the camping season. I asked Audrey to put together a list of 8 things. I'm calling it, let me get it up here.
Bob, before you go into those, should we do our break?
It is 7:19. Let's do the break.
Right. And this is how they do it on TV. We'll be
Right.
back with Audrey's 8 tips right after this important message. And this important message is, we want to thank you so much for joining us on this show in the live audience. And the only reason we can reach 3, 4, 5, 6, and last week over 8,000 people is because of the fine folks like you that take the time to look at the bottom of your computer screen somewhere. There's a button that says share, and just hit that button and share it with somebody you know that's considering RVing, that is already into RVing, or somebody who has no interest in RVing and you want to be the first to introduce them into the RVing lifestyle. So we thank you so much for doing that. And Bob, anything you want to add to that?
That's it. We don't have any sponsors this week, but I guess we can throw out a challenge to Audrey and Bob, because Walter Swenson and the Good Sams were about 5,400. The Escapees were on the week before that, and they're up to 52 or 5,300. So it's up to Egan's gang to see if they can beat Good Sam
Right.
and the escapees, because they have such notoriety that they certainly should be able to surpass 5,000 or 6,000. And when you're on last November, I think you got close to 3,500, about 3,500. So we got to get your numbers up. But yeah, we have
media celebrities.
Audrey, while I put the graphic up, tell us what I asked you and what your thoughts were on that.
What you asked us.
About the 8 points.
Oh, yes. You asked for Egan's 8. You know, what really works for our group? And we had it was pretty easy to answer that question.
So let's go into them one by one.
All right. Number 1, no shortage of game partners. You've got.
Don't read number 2. Let's talk about each one of these, because this is the fiber of your organization, or the gang, as John likes to call you.
Right.
And I didn't put all the games that were on there, but go ahead and talk about the popular ones that you guys play.
The ones that if you talk about, you won't get arrested.
Well, the games that we play are, they have amazing pitch competitions, cornhole competitions, ladder ball.
Define ladder. A ladder ball is that thing where the ball
spins around.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not a fireman's game.
No.
No, okay. That would be hook and ladder ball.
Yeah.
Right.
But the pitch games get very animated. You can.
Does anybody play old-fashioned horseshoes anymore?
No,
I don't think so.
not really.
I
Well, a lot of campgrounds have horseshoe pits.
Yeah.
that you play in.
And they have tournaments.
They have-
Okay.
Yeah, we have horseshoe pits up at the resort. Yeah.
Yep.
Now, let me ask you this. Do the games get more animated as the consumption of certain beverages increases?
Well,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. A lot of campgrounds don't allow consumption of such beverages, but
Therefore, red Solo cups.
Yes.
and the pitch games usually get pretty animated because, from what I understand, a lot of people cheat.
No, there's no cheating in pitch.
What? I don't even know what that game is.
It's a card game.
Well, it's a card game.
Explain it.
It's hard to explain. You bid, you get ace jack
You got teams.
game, or you play in like 2 to 3 to 4 man teams.
Uh-huh.
So I don't even know how to explain it, but it's a fun game.
Do you keep your clothes on?
Oh yes, absolutely. Nobody can see that.
Bob, the reason that is it Egan or Foley? Egan, right? I had the trouble last time. The reason that Egan cannot explain the game is because Audrey told me earlier that he makes up the darn rules as he goes along.
Oh, I don't.
They all do.
That goes along with the cheating part.
And they know who they are if you're watching.
Oh, she wants to call him out on national TV. That's pretty good.
This is not just national, Mr. Zagami. This is international.
That's right. It's international. Jerry has a question. Jerry, and I don't know if this is public information. Jerry says, is there a website that says where the Egan gang will be? Is that something that you want to share in case others want to come over and say hello if they haven't? I think Jerry spends a lot of time at Scusset and down in that area. But if somebody, now that we've given you this national...
Yeah, no, we have no problem. It's s'morescampers.webs.com.
I'll
Do that
post
again.
I'll post the URL later.
It's
I'll post, yeah.
s'morescampers.webs.com.
So basically, you guys are Brother Love's Traveling Salvation Show.
Well, I wouldn't go. Well, kind of.
Or Ringling Brothers has not really
That's probably more appropriate.
gone out of business. They've just gone to RVs instead of trains.
There you go. Yep.
Right. Okay.
I
Usually
feel
a foursome or 2 for golf.
I don't understand that either. Number 2, Audrey.
Number 2 is his.
Oh, yeah. We have several golfers in the group, and we usually try to, well, it depends on the weekend, but we try to get out like on a Saturday afternoon and go to a local course and play 9 holes.
And they
Then
always
go to
make sure
go
that's
to a bar.
car so they can get to the golf cart.
No,
get to
we
the
don't.
golf
We don't
course.
hit the 19th hole too often. We usually come back to the campground because when we get back, they have the hors d'oeuvres out and it's cocktail hour. So
Yes.
I see now. If they cheated cards, I can only imagine what they do on the golf course.
there's no cheating at golf. No.
Oh, well, wait a minute then. If there's no cheating at golf, and it sounded like it was just the guys that were going golfing, then is it the women? Is it the women that cheated cards?
No.
Am I reading too much into this?
Yeah, you are. I think.
Oh, okay. Number 3.
Actually, Abby golfed with us once.
Yes.
Yeah, my daughter-in-law went with us one time to golf.
That's good.
Yeah.
So
Okay, this number 3 is great.
But now, is this kind of like get out there for fun, or are you guys real serious about this stuff?
About what? Which
Golf.
golf?
Golf.
Yeah, you serious, or are you just fun golfers?
Fun golfers. Nobody. None of us are going on the tour anytime soon.
Is anybody any
Okay,
good?
that's my type of golf. Yeah.
Anybody any good?
We can hold up on them. Define good.
Yeah. Well, like you said, nobody's going to be going on tour.
No,
Yep.
no.
No. Tiger's okay for another month.
Oh yeah, he's safe.
Okay. So, Audrey, somebody is always going to the pool, beach, or playground and will take an extra kid or 2 with them.
Yes.
You still got little kids?
We don't. But
Oh yeah, no.
You guys, but
we've got a bunch,
anybody having
we got a
little
bunch
kids?
in the group. Yes.
Yeah.
And, especially, if we go to some place that's got a pool or, a lot of the kids are, we've got the older kids that babysit for the younger kids. They go to the playground. If somebody's going to the pool and they've got same age kids that want to go with them, they'll take them along. When we're down at Myrtle Beach, when we're all sitting at the beach, everybody's doing a head count. You see the kids in the water. You're always going 1, 2, 3, 4, so even if you don't have kids, you're counting heads. And that's what's great about the group.
Does Bob always bring an inflatable boat with him?
He doesn't go anywhere near the beach.
No, I'm not a guy.
No, he's washing the windshield or something.
Hey, along the lines, I hope Walter Swenson is still with us.
He's on his way. He's listening on his way home from work.
Okay, because the thing with Walter is this: our granddaughters and his granddaughter have become fast friends, but they only see each other during RVing because they don't live close enough. Are there people that you'd say have developed lifelong friendships in your gang?
Oh yeah,
because of the RVing, especially with the second
Mhm.
generation.
And we've got a lot of every year there's some people we get more people to the group every year, and once they hop on, and we've got the kids are getting involved. And, they may know each other from school or whatever, but, it's just, we're going camping because we've got somebody to hang out with, and it's a fun group, and the kids love it too.
I think it's important to note that not every weekend has all the same people. It's like some people are.
No. Yeah.
No, it varies. But, that's why I've got the website, because, I post the trips that we book. And if anybody else in the group, is looking for a trip to book, they hop on the website, they see where we're going, and they get a site if they want.
Yeah. And you mark it up 200%, so you're able to pay for your coach that way.
Yeah.
You gotta pay for it somehow.
So Audrey, these are there's 8, we've got 4 here, and then we're going to get into 4 more. However, you put a lot of thought into this. Where you must have had to sit down by yourself for a couple of hours to come up with these, right?
Yeah, I was in a meeting and it took about 2 minutes.
So that's where the term multitasking comes from.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or where the term boring meeting comes from.
So Bob, I guess you get number 4.
Huh. No, I don't. I don't go to Walmart.
No,
but
you know what?
Somebody always is going to Walmart. It's kind of bizarre.
One of the things that I pride myself on,
Why is it bizarre?
I don't know.
my planning is, to the extreme that I want to make it a point to not have to go to Walmart the minute I get to a campground. But we have a lot of people that, aren't, to that degree. So they'll be driving down the road, slowing down with the windows open. We're going to Walmart. You need anything? We're going to Walmart. You need anything? But, thank God for the people that do that, because if you run out of something, you don't have to run out. They'll do it for you.
Are most of your people towing? Well, the motorhomes can be a limited towing.
Yeah.
Actually, with the trucks, with the travel trailers, there's always a vehicle.
Right. Yeah. Most people do tow. I mean, a couple guys will go down to Myrtle Beach and they'll get down there and rent a car.
Yeah.
Rather than dragging a car all the way from Massachusetts to South Carolina.
Yeah.
Or if it's a short jaunt and we're someplace where we know we're not really going to be leaving the campground,
like
people may not tow a car.
This past weekend, we had
Horseneck.
two of us went to Horseneck, and neither of us towed because we weren't going anywhere.
That's near Fall River, New Bedford, right?
Yes.
Right in between.
Yep.
Well, before we go to the next four, can you talk a little bit about so if there's people out there listening to you and they say, this sounds like a great idea, and, if they think maybe they go with a relative, maybe they go with somebody else, but I'm sure you didn't start off saying, let's form this big group of friends and go camping. So how did it evolve? And if you looked at it today, what's the maximum number of families? Let's just go by families that are possible candidates to go camping on any one weekend. What's the scope of the group? But did it just evolve?
Well, yeah, and it changes every year. But it depends on where we're going and what people want to do. But like Myrtle Beach is probably our hugest trip. And, this past April, we had, 17, 18 rigs plus like 3 rentals.
Yeah, but also the group has changed over the years. I mean, it was certain people, and they kind of lost interest, and other people joined up. And so it's always kind of evolving.
Always a work in progress?
Yeah, I would say so.
So are you the ringleader? Do you have a formal associate? Do you have like a president and a secretary, or?
Oh, no, we're not that formal.
I'm it.
Audrey does the booking.
Yep.
Other people book too, but they all kind of put it on the website. So.
If other people are booking a trip and they want to put it out there for the group, they'll send me an email. If I've got something else going on, they'll send me an email. Hey, I'm going here this weekend. Throw it up on the website. Maybe somebody will join us. And, and I do that. I just put everybody's trips up there that wants them put up there, and anybody can join.
So I think it's important to say we get people that are looking at this video all over the country, from virtually all over the world. I think a couple weeks ago we had Maine, Florida, Washington, and California on at the same time. You'd welcome strangers, right? From
last year when we went to Myrtle Beach, it was actually pretty funny.
Yeah,
because it was the Bruins playoffs, and we had a couple of Canadians on the end of the row, and they were hilarious. They loved us,
and they were Bruins fans,
and they were huge Bruins fans. And every morning, you'd see Michelle and Suzanne, and you would, Michelle would be like, hey, Audrey Bob, we're going to rip it up tonight. Sure, Michelle, let's do it. And, they came down and watched the games with us. They loved it. It was, we're friends. We're good friends on Facebook now, where we track each other's adventures. It's a real treat.
And you could tell them, the Canadians on the beach, because they had the thongs. The men.
No, they actually.
No.
Not like the Quebecers at Old Orchard, Bob. You could tell all the Quebecers. Right?
Well, they were from, where the hell were they from? Quebec, but near Ottawa somewhere.
Oh,
yeah.
Well,
John has a question. John's sensing.
Well,
he says,
John,
my question is, how does the campground handle the block of campsites for the club?
What happens is I call the campground. I compiled the list. I've got a master list of pretty much anybody or everybody that would come with us. I've got their name, address, phone number, and email address, and what size rig they have, what they're towing, any pets, how many adults, how many kids. I basically got a spreadsheet. And so what I do is I use that. That's my master list. And when I send out an email and say, hey guys, let's do this. Does anybody want to go? And the people that respond, yes, they do. I'll put us all together. I also have like a separate category for people that might be, I want to go, but I'm not sure. So don't put me in the middle of the group. So if I have to cancel, I don't want a hole in the middle of the group.
Yeah.
And some poor stranger in the middle of the group. And so I put the people that are iffy on the outsides. I keep the kids together. I keep the adults down at the other end. So, they're not tripping over toys and whatnot. And I'll call the campground and I'll ask them, what do you have for availability? And they'll tell me, like in Pirate Land, basically, they'll give me, I get a whole road, both sides of the road. So we're across the street from each other, and then I will just line everybody up. These families like each other. These people want to be quieter down at this end. These people are not sure, so they're going on the end. And when they give me a block of sites, I will send them the spreadsheet with the people that I'm kind of assigning to the sites that they give me, and then they'll book them for me.
Now, how do you deal with Red Sox fans and Yankee fans during the summer? Do you keep them separate?
We don't have any Yankees fans.
I was going to say, Yankee fans aren't allowed. That's easy.
Audrey, show our audience your shirt. You can't quite see it.
Boston. Sorry to say
That is Boston Bruins, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, those are Bruins colors.
Oh, yes, they are.
And they're not on tonight. So Kavosa should be with us if they're not on tonight.
Huh? Yeah, I haven't seen the Cavosas yet, but you're right. The hockey is tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Let me swing to the other half of these.
Hey, Bob, could I mention an event before we go into those other half?
You certainly can.
We started talking about it before we went on the air. Tomorrow night, there's an industry event that Mr. Zagami is organizing in Worcester, and it is part of the RV Women's Alliance. Okay. Now, it's not open to the general public because it's generally for people that work in the industry. But I think it's important to let you folks know about it because there are a lot of women that are starting to move up the ranks in the RV industry, own their own companies and that type of thing. However, it's impossible to deny the fact that women play a increasingly important role in the decision on what type of RV to purchase, if they should purchase a new one, if they should purchase a used one, what color it should be. And, there are more and more women now that are getting into RVing on their own. In fact, just yesterday, I was at a Mercedes dealership and there was a Sprinter RV in there. And I was looking at it and a lady came up and said, "Are you checking out my motorhome?" And I said, well, yes, I am. And she said, my husband died a few years ago, but I decided to continue RVing. And I said, well, congratulations to you. But women do play an absolutely vital role in the whole RV world. And now from the business perspective, it's going to get noticed. Bob, what are we looking at for numbers?
Probably between 15 and 20 people tomorrow night. And most of these are dealers. These are bankers. These are suppliers, people that are in the industry, but it's an opportunity for the women to network. And the thing I like about the Women's Alliance, unlike a lot of industries that form women's groups, but then don't allow men to join them, but this one allows men to join them. But I'm taking the back seat. I just organized it because I wanted them to have a regional meeting. But they have a mentoring program, and it's a good chance for, let's face it, us guys have been doing this for years. This was just part of the normal routine. So we are certainly understaffed when it comes to women. So we want to see our dealers and suppliers and the bankers all get together. So we're going to do it over in the AC Hotel in Worcester.
The brand new AC Marriott Hotel.
Yep. We want to make sure we promote our women in the industry here. Okay. Part 2 of Egan's 8. And you know what, Audrey, I'm gonna bump you one more time here on that one, and I'm gonna let John do his.
Oh, it's that time again already. So, folks, we'll be back with more of Audrey's 8 right after this very important message from John DePietro. And basically that says, folks, we want to thank you so much for joining us on the live feed tonight. And the way we can reach 5, 10, 15, maybe this show will get 30,000 people because of the great people that are watching it live and share it with a friend. So share it with somebody in the RV biz, share it with somebody that knows nothing about RVing, share it with your aunts and uncles, because you know what? This is a great show. We're not talking about tires and engines and roofs and fiberglass. We're talking about why people RV. And this is a very special show. And we want to thank the folks for being with us.
So Diane Qualey's on from the Maine Good Sam's. Good evening, everyone. And Walter Swenson says, does this mean quality will improve? LOL. Well, Walter, you're on to something there. If we had more women making these things and paying attention to detail the way that they do and checking everything that us guys do, like they do in our, at home and other places, yeah, we'd probably see a good uptick in the quality of the RVs. Absolutely. So number 5, Audrey, and you capitalized that. I didn't.
I did. Potlucks.
Food is important to RVers.
Yep. And when we camp with a group, you can't believe, we've done potlucks that have been phenomenal. We've had Easter meals down at Myrtle Beach. But the potlucks it's great because it's one night that you don't have to deal with really cooking for, your family or, just us. It's like everybody brings a dish. There's always too much food. People are walking by. We're like, you want something to eat? Come on in.
People that are just strolling around Pirate Land?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or other parks as
or
well.
Other campgrounds, yeah.
So you only do it one night?
Well,
Yeah.
we generally do it once, but that's when everybody's together. But we try to plan them pretty frequently during the season, and
the reason I ask, I was checking a bunch of forums today, as I do every day, and there was a comment on the Facebook group called the RV Bunch. Are you on there at all?
No.
That's a huge group.
Huge group. It's run by Southeast Publications. They publish the RV Life newsletter. But Jessica Cambero says, and she asked a question, not of you, but I picked it up. I said, this is perfect for tonight's show. She says, quick question, need some advice. We go camping every year with a group of friends, 6 families. My husband and I used to cook for everyone, and it was a bit too much. Feel like if we say everyone do your own meals, we will still end up feeding everyone. Any suggestions on how to make it work with big groups? Thanks, appreciate any advice. Now, she's probably not on the show tonight, but I can respond to her. But I thought that was a strange one because it wouldn't take long for me to say make your own supper, or dinner. But potlucks are a big thing with camping and rallies in general. But how does she get off cooking how does she get off that train that she's on, that she has to cook for everyone? Because I always found that when you do the potlucks or you get groups together, everybody just wants to help out. She must have some families that are a little bit selfish.
Yeah, with our group, it's like, everybody's like, what are you making? What are you making? And, we get a really good mix. We've got, some chips and dips, but for the most part, we try to avoid the crappy appetizers. Oop.
Fire.
Okay.
Fire.
You buy the drinks.
Okay. So what of the most recent potlucks you've had, what has been one of the most unusual and or tasty dishes that you don't normally see? Because you know what? There's no way we can talk about RVing for an hour without talking about my favorite subject, which is food. And I have the stomach to prove it.
But I think this year, somebody found a website that had sliders on it. Varying flavors like chicken parm. So a couple of us at our potluck, there was a chicken parm one. There's Hamburg sliders made with King's Hawaiian rolls. So they're nice finger sandwiches. And I came up with the idea, based on paninis that I've made, is to do the sliders with turkey and green apple and Havarti cheese. And they came out really good.
Different. Yeah.
Yeah, and it makes it good appetizer, and it's like I said, it's finger food.
Yeah. Now, because you're involved in every aspect of these gang weekends, do you also take responsibility for making sure that you don't have 10 people cooking hot dogs or mac and cheese? Are you also in charge of the food chain and who's going to do what?
I do try to do that. Basically, when we propose a potluck, I'm like, tell me what you're going to have so that I can, and reply all, so everybody knows what you bring. And
Okay.
all right, somebody's making lasagna, so I'm not going to make lasagna, or somebody's making sliders, I'm not going to do it. And, and then you see what everybody else is saying, well, I'll bring this. And we do it on Facebook a lot too. We'll post something on Facebook. We're going this weekend, doing a potluck. What do you want to bring? And people will respond. And based on the responses, people will see we need a salad, or we need a veggie, or, we don't need any more barbecue chicken, that type of thing.
Yeah. Now, how do you handle the adult beverages?
Very well.
See, John worries about the food. I worry about the drink.
BYOB.
Yep.
Okay.
BYOB. Okay.
Except for pudding shots and Jello shots.
Okay. All right. So,
And are Jello shots a weekly staple?
Not really.
Nah.
No, mostly for extended, long weekends, or, if we have a large group, I'll throw a batch together.
okay. All right. Number 6, travel tips. I mean, they, like you say, they come together for these weekends, but the rest of the year they're out in different places. So when you're sitting around the campfire making s'mores, is that when you start to get into travel tips and places that you go, or do you swap them all year long?
All year long. If there's a bunch of us going to a destination, but we're all leaving at a different time, we'll talk about when are you leaving. Some people are leaving in the morning. Some people, like us, we leave later in the day, after he gets out of work. And depending on how far we have to go, we plan where our stopover is going to be if it's necessary. And the same deal with if we're all traveling over, like going down to Myrtle Beach, we've got people leaving in the morning, people leaving in the evening, and that's a 2-day travel plan. But, people can, we go back and forth either on Facebook or text that, there's traffic outside DC at this hour, especially when we're all coming home.
Delaware Bridge.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
FNZ.
You have the apps, but we also have, the people, we've got the eyes on the road, up and down.
Is it safe to say that on every Friday night from now through October, there will be a traffic report coming from you, Audrey? Every Friday night.
Based on this schedule, yeah, I'd say so. God, But how do you post the travel report? Do you post them on the website, or do you just send out?
Facebook.
He throws on Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now you mentioned apps, and there's a million apps for RVers, but since you're such a professional at preparing these things and organizing and do that, you must have a few that you like. Would you like to share them with us?
Well, I think the two that we use the most are, the Google Maps or the Maps app on the iPhone, and SIG Alert, which I use for traffic when I don't have people reporting to me. But, it's like when we come up to, where you want to go either 95 or take another route, then he'll say, check the traffic. And so I'll hit SIG Alert to see, well, 95 is pretty bad, but let's go this way.
No, I'm not familiar with that one. How are you spelling that one?
Yeah. SIGALERT. It's
Okay.
on. You can get it from the iPhone or it's on the iPhone store or in the iPhone store. It's a freebie.
So probably similar to Waze.
Pretty much, yeah. You don't report on it like you do with Waze.
How about total traffic? You use total traffic?
No.
No.
It
Okay.
worked pretty well for me, but it was.
SIG Alert. When you were, Bob, when you said apps, I thought you were talking about like chicken wings or French fries or apps. Those are more along my apps
That doesn't surprise me at all, John.
than
No.
the others.
Not at all.
But traffic is important because there could be an accident.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there are times when 495 has been a zoo from basically from 290 all the way up into the state of Maine. And what we do in that case is either go off and get something to eat, right? Get off the road or find an alternate road. But again, when you're pulling a 38 or 40, what do you got, 40 or 42?
39.
39-foot motorhome.
39-foot, right. You don't have the same options that you do of just sitting in traffic. Have you ever just said the heck with it and got off at a rest area and hung out for a couple hours, or do you persist?
No. What we found, like when we go to Maine, I mean, we really don't get on the road till about 6 at night. So the traffic kind of eases out as we're going north, usually, except for local Lawrence.
Yeah, right. That area there.
And you suck it up, you know?
Well, like you say, and you've been doing it. I think any veteran RVer that's been doing it for a number of years has figured out the traffic pattern. So unless there's an accident or, something strange, like one, I remember clearly that we got caught on 495 the night of all those gas explosions in Lawrence.
Yeah.
And fire engines are going by every which way and down the middle of the road and up the side of the aisles, and we couldn't figure it out, and all the exits were blocked, and we probably lost 2 or 3 hours just going through Lawrence and Lowell, and then the light bulb went on, and I said, well, maybe I should put it on WBZ and see what all this problem is, only to find out it was pretty serious stuff. So
Yeah.
let's get the hell out of here. So number 7, I can't read it. Oh, got a problem with your rig. So this is true. I mean, with the group of people that you have, I mean, not that anything would ever go wrong with your RV.
Huh.
Slides never get stuck out. Steps never get stuck out.
Yep, exactly.
There's a lot of people that are pretty handy in the group that can fix quite a number of things.
I bet.
And you've got so many people with so many different backgrounds and so many different rigs. You've got fifth wheels, you've got travel trailers, you've got motorhomes. That somebody's got an idea about something. I mean, you can always Google stuff, but they always manage to find a way to get you through whatever's happening.
Yeah, when Walter was doing his Ask Good Sam lobster rally, he put up a picture. Joe Cavosa and it got a new tow vehicle this year, a beautiful new, previously owned truck, but it was a gorgeous truck. But he broke some belts or something, and Walter posted a picture, and there had to be 8 guys under the hood of the truck helping him out. I mean, I'd have trouble finding the switch to open up the hood, but they actually had 8 people that understood that stuff and were able to get them fixed up and ready to go. So yeah, that's a big asset to have all that kind of capability within shouting distance of the campsite.
Yep, absolutely.
Wouldn't you agree, guys, that that's kind of a hallmark of RVers, is that if they are in a campground and you see somebody with a hood up or looking underneath bewildered, there's usually a group of people that are willing to help out.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Without any coaxing or anything along those lines. And if you try to help them out and say, here, take some money, they won't.
No. So number 8's my favorite, Audrey.
Yes, every hour is happy hour. And by that, I mean, we camp with such a fun and diverse group of people. We enjoy each other's company and we have a great time.
And that's really the hallmark of camping. I mean, you don't, I don't know if I've ever met anybody at a campground that doesn't like what they're doing or doesn't like why they're there. I mean, do you? I mean, you get out.
No, of course not. No, everybody's everybody's happy. That's
right. Right.
Hey, along those same lines, you guys religiously, obviously, because of the scheduling that you do, you're somewhere every weekend now. Or what is it? Father's Day, you don't go out. There's like 1 or 2 days during the summer that you kind of like chill at home, right?
No.
There's a couple.
Okay.
A few weekends.
If we do, it's by accident or because we have to do something.
Yeah. So the
family obligations.
Yes.
The oddest weather circumstance that you've run into in the past few years, because I know there've been some rain, and didn't you run into snow one of these
Oh, no. Well, we
We've done that, yeah. Snow.
we didn't get snow, but we were at Normandy
Oh,
and they were
yes.
predicting a big snowstorm coming. And of course, she wanted to stay, and I'm like,
I did.
This is April or October?
no.
April.
At the start of
Or the last weekend in March or something. I said, nope, we're out of here. I'm not driving in the snow. And lucky we did leave because Normandy took a direct hit by that storm.
They did.
They lost all power. Trees came down. It was a nightmare.
Oh, wow. Good thing you did go out.
Yeah.
We got home. We got home. We had it packed before the snow came. So
But we've also been down to Myrtle Beach and had like tornado warnings, left and right. And
this year,
This year, right?
every
Yeah.
year there's always, at least some threat of tornado warnings. And this year was incredible with what was going on down south.
Oh, across the country, yeah. Now, did the campground have tornado shelters?
No.
no.
No?
I would imagine it would be a mad dash to the bathhouses.
Yep.
That house, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's pretty crowded in there.
So
Bob's heading out.
June. Yeah,
Bob's heading out
June
to
is great.
Winnebago in July.
Okay.
And when I was out there last year, we did have tornado warnings, and people were sent to the fallout shelters. My wife was stuck in a shower stall with a lady who brought in 2 parrots, and then another lady there said, "You know what? If the roof blows off, just duck, and you'll be okay." So, but when you're on the Atlantic Ocean, because like Pirate Land where you go, I mean, that is on the ocean. It's not like it's a block from the ocean.
Oh no, it's
You're
right
on the ocean.
Yeah.
Yep.
What would you say to people that are considering getting into the RV lifestyle but haven't yet, for whatever reason, taken the step, or they've said, "I've got to wait till we retire"? How would you deal with that?
Oh, don't wait until you retire.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
you've got weekends or
You got to get practice
No,
before.
Yeah.
no reason to. Absolutely, no reason to at all.
Yep.
So Martin Quayle just joined. He says, "I finally got my phone on Facebook." Maybe he means he finally got the show on Facebook.
Yeah.
He says, "But don't tell Dan I'm a food junkie too." Martin, I got news for you. She's also online, so she just read that. So you're caught. You're in big trouble, Martin.
oops.
That's not going to work.
He thought he was trying
Well,
to be fast.
we are right up against 8 o'clock again. It's just amazing how quickly these hours go. Bob and Audrey, I want to thank you very much for coming back around the campfire tonight and giving us your perspective as you head out. And I mean, you guys have got an incredible summer with that group of people that you've put together there. So
Bob, can
enjoy
you put up that s'mores thing? Can you type that in before we go?
I will post it after we go, John. I got to go back to an email and get it. But unless, I'll tell you what, Audrey, give me the URL.
SMORESCAMPERS s'morescampers.webs.com.
Worth, what's after the /? I mean, after the dot, s'morescampers dot.
Webs, WEBS.com.
Yep.
That's a secret code.
That is the key. Did I get it right?
Yep, that looks right.
Yeah.
I did. All right, and we'll post it down in those. Any last comments or words of wisdoms for all the thousands of people that are watching you tonight?
Happy trails. Enjoy the camping season. It's much too short.
That and especially this year. That's true. That's a great line to end it with. John, any closing statements before we
I just
head
want to
out of
thank
here?
you guys. You know what? We're looking forward to a great summer. One of these weekends, we're going to tag along with you to take some videos, post what we can if we don't get arrested, and let the others know that based on tonight's show, we went out and did a little bit of investigative reporting, and we'll report back to the group.
Great.
Okay, good.
Always welcome.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you down the road, and we'll see all you folks next week. Thanks very much.
Great day, everybody.
See you guys later.